Wake up, kid. Open your eyes. That's it. That's good. Me? A paramedic? Not exactly. It's way too late for that anyway. I'm more like a cross between your new boss and your worst nightmare. Calm down, all right? Take a deep breath. No, don't turn around. You need to get up and come with me, okay? That's it. Just walk this way with me. I said, don't turn around. Trust me, you do not want to see what's behind you right now. Just look straight ahead and keep walking. Here, let's just stand in front of the bridge for a while and look at the lake. I said, calm down, kid. Would you just breathe for a minute? Look, I strongly suggest you stand here with me and look at the ducks in a very calm manner, or I may have to get creative. You really want to call my bluff? Okay, then. You feel that up against your back, don't you? Don't you? Speak up, kid. Well, maybe it is and maybe it isn't. Do you want to find out? I didn't think so. I'm going to explain a few things to you, and you're going to stand here and listen. You will stay facing that lake, and you will not move from that position unless I say so. Okay? Perfect. We have an understanding. So, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, especially when I have a team that normally does this for me, but you are no longer a citizen of the land of the living, if you get my drift. You're dead. How? What do you mean, how? Do you think anyone can just run into oncoming traffic and live to tell the tale? Oh, this is indeed real. No, you're not dreaming. You want me to prove it to you? Yeah, no shit pinching your arm hurts because you're not dreaming. No. Don't move. Stay facing the lake. How can you be dead and still feel pain? Well, it's quite interesting, actually. There are 3 forms of the human body: the physical, ethereal, and spiritual. Your physical body is the one currently lying in the street, all mangled up over there. The spiritual body's existence is heavily debated, depending on where you spent your Sunday mornings as a kid. And the ethereal body is the one that you're looking at in the reflection of the lake right now. It's a lot like your physical body in that, as I demonstrated, you can still feel pain. You experience the other typical human feelings too. Hunger, fatigue, impatience, anger, it's all there. The main difference is that the ethereal body doesn't age, among other things. Here's another important part. Nobody can see you except me. Don't worry about it, though. It's not permanent. Look, before the cops start showing up, you and I are going for a little walk, and we'll discuss this further. What a way to go, kid. My God, they may have to scrape your body off the pavement. See, this is why I didn't want you to turn around. I'm a little rough around the edges, but I'm not heartless. In fact, take my jacket. You look like you're freezing. There you go. That's much better. Now, forgive my candor on the subject, but were you in such a hurry that you couldn't take 2 minutes to look both ways before running onto a busy highway? I mean, really? Oh, come on. Don't make that face, kid. Yeah, I know. You had so many plans for life. You were going to do great things. You didn't get a chance to say goodbye, and so on and so forth, and what have you. I'll give you a minute to collect yourself, but then we really need to be gone before the cops get here. Okay, time's up. We need to go. Where? I'll tell you when we get there. Just follow me and keep up. I already told you. You'll know where we're going once we get there. What are you being so impatient for, huh? Name one place you need to be right now. So that's why you ran into the street without looking. A rehearsal dinner for your sister's wedding. That's really sweet. Well, then I'm sure she'll be happy to know that you'd rather die than be a little late. Really shows your commitment. Why'd you stop walking? I told you to keep up. Kid, I'm sorry. See, this is why I sit behind a desk all day and leave field duty to my team. I usually don't interact with the recently deceased outside of paperwork and assignments. What? Oh. Yeah, I guess things get so hectic back there, I didn't get the chance to introduce myself. I'm Cardlin, and I'm an ethereal being's escort manager. What's that look, kid? Okay, maybe I should start at the beginning. Keep walking. You've got somewhere to be. When people are alive, they live in the physical body, and after they die, they take on the ethereal form. Sometimes these ethereal beings can get lost or just outright refuse to go to the other side. So us escorts are the ones who gently or not so gently guide them to where they need to be. The currently acceptable term for the job is guides, but when I came in, we were called escorts, and, well, old habits die hard. I've been doing this for a really long time. Yes, I am kind of like the Grim Reaper, but we don't do the whole black hood and scythe thing, except on Halloween night. Kidding, of course. Lighten up, will you? The worst thing to happen to you today has already happened. You might as well relax a little. I'm not some kind of criminal, I promise. Oh, if I'm not a criminal, why did we have to evade the cops? Good question. Well, it's complicated. Our organization in years past was more underground. We didn't exist on paper at all. You had to get a real job or steal if you wanted to eat. In recent years, however, we've sort of merged with the government, but kept the inner workings secret. We've got our own internal law enforcement and rules, but we have a tax code now. We get paychecks, IDs, the whole 9 yards. However, the existence of ethereal beings is still a pretty contentious subject, to put it mildly. It would be too alarming if the general public knew we were real. Like a witch hunt, except worse, since we can't die. Seriously? First of all, it wasn't a gun, just a knife I carry in case of trouble. Not a supervillain, for crying out loud. And second of all, I was never going to hurt you. I just needed to scare you a little so that you'd calm down. Because maybe I didn't want to look like a crazy guy arguing with himself in public. Rule number 1 of this job is don't make waves. It's more of a calling than a job, though. You don't get to choose when, how, or even if you get the job. The powers that be make that decision. And I might as well tell you this now, they chose you. Welcome to the team, kid. You are a new ethereal being's guide in training since the term escort has fallen out of fashion. I have no idea why they'd pick you. Trust me, if I had any pull with the guys making those decisions, I sure as hell wouldn't have. Oh, come on. I'm telling the truth. Would you just listen to me? I don't know why or how. All I do know is that your name was in my email today, so I walked my ass to the middle of a fucking highway, the freezing cold, and did my job, alright? Don't give me that look. As far as jobs go, it's not a bad gig at all. Assignments are usually few and far between, so you can have one job and spend the rest of the day doing whatever you want. It seems intimidating, but what we do is simple, really. You'll get an assignment with an address, a name, and a time. From there, you show up, someone dies, then you take them where they need to go. Where are they going? You'll know when the time comes. Since I was the guy in the scene when that taxi hit you, you'll be on my team. Now, that's a great question. Individual jobs usually last between 20 to 45 minutes on average. Longer if it involves travel or is in a remote location. As for the career itself, that varies. Eventually, each ethereal being, including guides, go to their final destination. No, guides don't get escorted by other guides, as far as I know. It's very mysterious. I've had people on my team anywhere between 3 months and 7 years. As for me, I've been, begrudgingly, doing this for 22 years. Nobody knows when it's coming. All the information we receive is an email telling us all their logins are deactivated and no one sees that person again. We call it getting promoted. Yep, 22 years. Of course I look that way. Ethereal beings don't age, remember? I covered a lot of information. Any specific questions? Yes, you'll be visible to everyone after you get processed. Oh, your family. I hate to break it to you, kid, but the whole family thing is done. Yes, it's done. The second that you walked into the street, your fate was sealed. Anyone who knew you then is going to see you as a stranger now. You can't go to your own funeral or rattle a bunch of chains in a seance or push around a Ouija board. People have tried to contact their families and it never goes well, so we tend to discourage it. I've been right where you are. And, yeah, it sucks. I had a great family once upon a time. But that time is over for the both of us. So we need to look towards the future. Where the hell are you going, kid? We gotta go this way. Okay, that's it. You can't get away from me that easily. Don't struggle. No, I'm not letting go until you calm down. I still have that knife, and I'll use it if I need to. I know this is a lot to handle, but coming with me is the best option out of several crappy ones, trust me. If I let go, will you promise to listen? All right then, you're free. Despite the fact that you can't choose if you get picked for this job, you do have the option to refuse to take it. However, this leaves you with 3 less than great options. The first of which involves roaming the streets as an invisible ethereal being. You'd be forced to steal for food and shelter and will be shunned by all other guides. You'll live an existence of loneliness, hoping for the day when you go to your final destination but never knowing when it'll be. The worst option in my book. The second option is to come with me to get processed, stay the 72 hours, and then leave. You'll have an identity, you'll be visible, and can work a normal 9-to-5 job. But you have to move every 5 years so that people won't get suspicious since you don't age anymore. Anyone you meet in your day-to-day life can never know your secret. This can put a damper on any long-term relationship or even close friendships because eventually you'll have to leave them to avoid suspicion, or you would just disappear without a trace one day, leaving them completely dumbfounded and heartbroken. Option 3 is to go back to your family or friends. Try to convince them that you're still alive, despite looking completely different, and that you escaped from the Grim Reaper. If they don't call the cops or throw you into the psych ward, it ends up the same as option 2. So, compared to all those options, is working with me really so bad? Don't worry. We're not going to throw you to the lions right away. There's a very comprehensive training program. You'll be ready when the time comes. Do you feel better now? You're not going to run away from me again. Good. Now let's keep moving. This little detour took us way off course. We're here. I guess I can tell you where we are now. No, not an abandoned warehouse. Okay, yes, technically it is, but we prefer to call it the processing center. Since your current identity is that of a dead person, you need a new one. That just means you get an ID with a new name. You'll stay here for the next 72 hours to be processed and trained, after which you'll be given a place to live. Then, you'll get your first official assignment. After training, you'll get a bi-weekly paycheck based on seniority, education, and life experience. Let's hope you took a couple of college classes before you stepped into that highway, unless you enjoy panhandling. Tomorrow, you'll be shadowing with an experienced guide on a job so you can get a feel for the whole process. What did you just say? Kill someone? Hey, who said anything about killing? Kid, get that out of your head right now. We do not do that here. You understand? We take care of the recently deceased and send them on their way. We observe. We don't interfere. Got it? Good. Now go on inside. They'll be expecting you. Don't worry. When I need you, I'll find you.